You're listening to the Life Coaching Secrets Podcast, episode 209. Did you know that life coaches are needed now more than ever? I'm Frank Macri, founder of Thriving Coach Academy. I've trained over 1,000 coaches and helped them launch their own successful coaching businesses. If you want to make an incredible income and impact as a coach and have a lot of fun doing it, I'll show you exactly how to get it done. This is Life Coaching Secrets. What's up, coaches? In this episode, I'm going to share how to adapt your coaching business to your lifestyle. Now, one of the biggest reasons that people start a coaching business, and maybe a reason why you're drawn to start a coaching business, is because you want more freedom in your life. Freedom has always been my top value, and I know for a lot of the coaches I've trained, freedom is something that they care a lot about. The freedom to choose when you work, the freedom to choose how you work, and also the freedom to choose who you work with. But what's the point of having a coaching business if it's not giving you the freedom that you started it for? And there are some coaches out there that unknowingly trap themselves into businesses that run their lives instead of creating businesses that fit their lives. But the truth is that you get to design your coaching business around your lifestyle, not the other way around. So in this episode, I'm going to talk about how to intentionally build a coaching business that aligns with the life that you want to live, whether it means making room for your kids or prioritizing your self-care or having the time to travel the world without worrying about your income. I'm really excited to dive into this, but before we do, I want to give a really quick acknowledgement to you all. I want to give you a thank you. As you may know, I launched my very first book, The Thriving Coach, just a couple of days ago, and it has been a week of a lot of emotions, and there's been a lot of excitement, a lot of relief that it's now out in the world. I feel very accomplished and proud. I'm so excited that people are finally getting their hands on this book. It's been a book that I've wanted to make for many years now, and I know that it's going to have a positive ripple effect on the entire industry. There's already been a wonderful response to the book, and I am so deeply grateful to the friends, to the families, to the coaches and students in Thriving Coach Academy, and to those that follow this podcast and just catch up with our emails that we send out to our mailing list. There has been just such tremendous support. Some people have purchased 3 copies, 5 copies, 10 copies. A lot of people have shared that they're excited to gift extra copies to people in their life that they know would make a great coach. So wherever you are in the world, if you've grabbed a copy, even just a single copy of the book, I want to give you a heartfelt thank you. It means the world to me. And whomever's hands that the book lands into, may it serve them, may it serve you, and may it inspire you. And, I made this book, The Thriving Coach, so in a way where I didn't just want it to be an educational book on how to coach and how to start a coaching business. I wanted it to be a relatable and a real book. And there are a lot of other coaching books out there that I've read that have felt kind of dry and impersonal. And I wanted this book to share really what happens behind the scenes, the real stories, the real experiences, the lessons that I've learned from the success and failures that I've gone through over the past decade in the industry. So I filled the books with some of those hard-earned lessons and those moments from my own coaching journey, so people can actually feel like they're going on that journey with me, and also be inspired to see how they can achieve their own success and make a great impact in the world as a coach. And just a reminder, we have some gifts that were given out only for the launch week, which is ending very, very soon. So if you decide you want to buy multiple copies of the book, then we've got some gifts for you. So if you grab 3 copies, you will get our Coaching Fundamentals course. This is a collection of videos, about 4 hours worth of content from our actual classroom inside Thriving Coach Academy, where you will gain an entire foundation on how to coach, including actual videos where I demonstrate our signature rulebook coaching method, which leads to very fast breakthroughs in sessions with clients. So you will get a series of videos to give you a strong foundation on how to coach. If you decide to buy 5 copies of the book, you will get a 1-hour strategy session with me where I will coach you on anything in your life. It could be around what you want to create with your coaching business, just anything that you would like support on. I don't offer one-on-one coaching anymore. And the last time I did offer one-on-one coaching, it was for it's like at least $1,000 a session. So this is a really great opportunity if you wanted to have one-on-one time with me to get support on any area of your life. And if you want to buy 10 copies of the book, we're going to gift you a $1,000 scholarship that you can apply to your tuition with Thriving Coach Academy for our signature coach training program. And all of these gifts stack. So if you get 10 copies, you're also going to get the strategy session and you're going to get the fundamentals course. You can give those extra copies away to friends and family, or maybe if you're in a coffee shop, you can just go up to a stranger and slide an extra book into their purse or their briefcase and just say, hey, I think this book chose you. And then just mysteriously walk away. Do whatever you want to do with those extra copies. We've had questions come in about purchasing extra copies of the Kindle version if you're still eligible to get those launch week perks. And the answer is yes. For every 2 Kindle purchases, we're going to count it as 1 paperback book purchase. So if you get 20 Kindle versions of the book, then that would count as 10 books. And all you have to do is email us a copy of your receipt, and we will get back to you with those rewards. And again, those launch gifts are ending in a few days. So really now is the time to get yourself a copy of the book. And I will put the link in the show notes of this episode so you can go ahead and get your copies. And if you're already a student in Thriving Coach Academy, we have different perks that we've emailed you about to also include you in our launch. All right, so back to the topic at hand. What if you could really structure your coaching business so that you could work maybe 3 days a week? Would that be something that would interest you? Or maybe you had a business where you could take an entire summer off and travel around with your family. Or maybe you set up your coaching business to have income that just continuously flows in even when you take breaks. Well, this is totally possible when you understand what I'm going to go over in this episode. You can create a coaching business that can fit your lifestyle, okay? I'm going to go over exactly how you can allow your business to accommodate not just the lifestyle that you want to have, but also your responsibilities and obligations of the life that you currently have, so you don't have to sacrifice the things that matter to you most. And if you already have a coaching business and you feel kind of stuck in this schedule that doesn't quite work for you, I'm also going to share some helpful tips. So whether you're navigating parenting or pregnancy or travel, or you just want to have more time for yourself, I'm going to give you some ways that you could really shape your business to work for you instead of feeling like you're just following someone else's rules. All right, so I want to start out by talking about your lifestyle wants. And I call this lifestyle design. And I always encourage when people are getting into coaching, before they even think about the ins and outs of how they want to structure their business and what they want to charge and how many clients they want to work with, it's great to get in touch with what's the lifestyle that you want to live. What would be a lifestyle that would give you peace, that would give you joy, that would give you fulfillment? Now, these are all intentional choices. You get to decide what you want. So I'll give you some examples, and I want you to start imagining this for yourself as I go through some of these questions so that you can start picturing what is the lifestyle that you'd like to have. And then basically your coaching business just becomes the vehicle to create that lifestyle for you. So think about, what would you like your daily schedule to be? Maybe you notice that your energy levels fluctuate throughout the day. Do you prefer to work in the mornings or afternoons or evenings? When do you feel most energized in your day? When do you feel most creative? Do you want to work every day, or do you want to have specific days off every week? Do you like having longer work days with fewer days working, or do you like having shorter work periods spread out throughout the week? Now, for a long time, I have structured my business where most of my work happens 3 days a week: Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Very minimal work that I'll usually do on Monday and Friday. I take plenty of vacations throughout the year. I usually start my work in the afternoon and I work into the evenings. I've always been more of a night owl. I enjoy my mornings to just sleep in. And I've never been the person that was eager to jump out of bed at 5 or 6 or 7 a.m. And everyone has their own preference. And I always chuckle when I see people sharing online these videos of their morning routines and all these things they do in the morning. And I think if that's you, great. If you like having a productive morning, that is awesome. But that's just not for me. My morning routine is to sleep. That's pretty much what I'm doing for most of the morning. So one of the reasons that I was drawn to start a coaching business a long time ago is because I struggled fitting into the typical and traditional corporate culture where you're expected to work 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, or 8 to 6. I knew that those weren't the times when I naturally wanted to be creative, and always felt like I wasn't utilizing my brain power in the best possible way. And everyone has their own individual preference. So you can design your coaching business to accommodate the way that you naturally like to work. Because I do think that most people like to create something, they like to work. It's just that a lot of people are trapped in structures that don't allow them to work effectively and efficiently and in a way that aligns with who you are. So you start thinking about what is the ideal way that you'd like to work day to day, your daily schedule and the energy levels that you have. All right. And also consider next, what is the time that you would not like to work? So when do you want to have time off? Do you want to have your weekends off? Do you want to have more than your weekends off? Would you like to take off an entire summer or a particular season of the year? Or maybe there's a certain month, like maybe you don't want to work for your birthday month. That's okay. You get to, as your own boss with a coaching business, you get to set the rules and you can design your business around the rules that you create for yourself. Maybe you'd like to have several shorter breaks that you take throughout the year. Maybe there's certain holidays or vacations or family time that you want to make sure you have, and you know that you don't want to be working during those times. So you're thinking about not just when you want to work, but also when's the time that you want to take off and just have that time for your personal life. Next, you want to think about, where do you like to work and how would you like to work? So do you want to run your business entirely online, or do you want to have in-person connection? And years ago, before I was training coaches, a lot of my coaching business was in person. It wasn't online at all. Now it's pretty much all online. We have an annual retreat every year, which I love, and I listened to the feedback of our community. They wanted to have an in-person feel, and I also was craving that too. So we have an in-person retreat once a year where our coaches come together for a weekend, and it is so much fun. But before I was doing most of the virtual work, I was having weekend-long summits that I would spread throughout the year. And I was having in-person sessions. And at that time, that's really what I enjoyed doing. So you get to decide, do you want to have the convenience of just working from your home office entirely, or do you want to work in person with clients, or have a blend of the two? So you get to decide on that. And don't feel like whenever you're deciding on these things that you're ever locked into a decision. You can adapt as you go. So you start with something and then check in with yourself every now and then and see, what are you enjoying? What would you like to change? It's a really different kind of feeling when you have so much freedom and control over your work, because traditionally you might be used to being an employee where you really don't have much of a say in certain things, right? You might be just kicked out the door if you vocalize what your desires are. But when you're an entrepreneur and when you have a coaching business, you really have all this freedom to choose how it is that you want to work. So where do you want to work? How do you want to work? Do you like having structured work hours? So are you someone that really thrives in working from one time to another time? Or do you like being more flexible and open with your schedule? For me, I like to have a lot of flexibility with my schedule. So even though I typically work mostly Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, there's still a lot of flexibility and openness that is included within that. Would you like to travel and work from anywhere? Or do you prefer to have your own home office, right? If you want to buy a plane ticket and go over to Italy or Greece or Spain, and you want to work from your laptop and just enjoy life out there, you can do that as a coach. If you just want to enjoy the comfort of your home and work from your home office, you can also do that too. I remember years ago, I was doing a lot of traveling, and there would be some downtime in my traveling. Like I would go out and just explore the cities and explore all the new neighborhoods and places I was visiting. And then during some downtime, I would just hop on my laptop and run my coaching business. And it just was like the best of both worlds. I was able to travel and also earn money as I was traveling. So the trip was being paid for as I was on it. It's just such a wild experience to have. Okay, so as we start to picture all this, hopefully you're getting excited as you think about all the really options that you get to have. And the other thing to consider is, what are your obligations? So what are your actual responsibilities that you have? Maybe you're a parent, or you are planning to become a parent soon, and you want to make sure that you have time during those, like a certain period of your child's life, that you really want to be available to them, right? You can design your coaching business to make yourself more available. Maybe you have a certain health issue or chronic condition that you know is going to require certain attention from you. Like, I know that one of our graduates had mentioned in one of our training calls, she has this chronic condition where she cannot be sitting down at a computer at a desk for a period of like longer than 1 or 2 hours. So she was able to figure out a way that worked for her to run her business, where she would go on walks because she liked to keep her body in motion. That helped ease the pain of her chronic condition. So she would go on walks and she would take client calls while on her walks. She would also, I think, like record content or come up with marketing ideas while just going on walks around her town. So you have so much flexibility of how you can like take what the needs are for you, your health, your family, and let your coaching business adapt to that. Maybe you have aging or elderly parents that require some care. You can also schedule your coaching business around that too. Like, if you know that you need to be available for a relative or a parent on a certain day of the week or a certain weekend, you can make sure that you take your client calls on other days of the week. Make sure that you're doing whatever needs to be done on the other time in your week. Maybe there's certain travel that you're wanting to do ahead of time, and you don't want to be, this one's really exciting. Like, you just don't want to work for a certain period of the year because it's going to be very busy. Well, you can run your coaching business in a way so that way you plan things in advance and automate a lot of the parts of your business, including the marketing. And I'll share examples of that in a moment. So that way, when you are out traveling, you're not in the background worrying and thinking about your business and, glued to your laptop, trying to get things done while you're also trying to enjoy a vacation. Like, this is not how you need to run a business. I want you to truly have freedom when because a coaching business, I think more than any, can really give you freedom in your life. And I want you to enjoy that. This is actually something that I've been practicing a lot this year because the upcoming summer and fall season is going to have a lot of travel and just a lot of life events are happening. So this June, July, there's a destination wedding that my partner and I are going to in the Caribbean. So we've got that. And then right around that time, we are also going to Greece for a couple of weeks. And then like right after that, we're moving into our new home. So that's also going to be a big transition. And then right after that, we have our wedding. And then right after the wedding is our Thriving Coach Academy retreat. So June, July, August, September, there's a lot going on. And I've already prepared for that by recording episodes of this podcast, for example, to be scheduled to be released during that time. So I'm not going to have to think about, how am I sharing my ideas? How am I marketing my program and all these other things? So you could batch content ahead of time, whatever it is you market yourself. You can capture, record, schedule things to get published. So that way you don't have to be present and your business is still running itself and you're still enrolling clients even when you're not there. Okay. So one of the takeaways I hope you're having so far is that you don't need to work nonstop as an entrepreneur and especially as a coach. There's sometimes this myth, like if you start your own business, that it's a lot of work. No, not if you're doing it smart and if you're doing it in a strategic way. You don't need to work nonstop. You can actually design your coaching business to give you more time off while still making great money. Okay. So the other thing I want you to realize is that when you're running a coaching business, you don't just have to offer your time to your clients in a way to give them value. You can offer other forms of value. You might offer a more comprehensive coaching program or coaching course. All right. Typically, when coaches start out, they might just have sessions where they're exchanging their time for their client's payment. But as you grow your business, and this is one of the modules we have in our Client Magnet Masterclass, which all of our students get once they join our program, we lay out for you step by step how you can create a coaching course or a coaching program. So that way your clients can get value even outside of your sessions. You don't even have to have sessions with your clients, and they can still experience transformation. Okay, so you're able to have a blend where maybe you have some sessions, but also there could be other resources that your clients get when you're not available to work or you're just not wanting to, be devoting yourself to your business. One of the other ways that you can create a lot of freedom and flexibility in your business is by having what we call a premium business model. Now, this is something that I've talked about on several episodes of the podcast. I also go over this inside the book, The Thriving Coach. And it's one of the reasons why a lot of students are drawn to our coach training program, because we are the only program to, in such a deep way, lay out for you how to create a premium business. Now, what that means is that instead of having a lot of clients throughout the year, instead of charging cheap coaching rates and charging by the hour, you offer a very high value, high ticket coaching experience. And typically when coaches are charging premium packages, they sell for $5,000 to $10,000. Some even sell higher than that. And you don't have to be charging this right away. You build up your confidence, you accumulate some success stories, and you could very quickly find yourself in the space where you are charging $5,000 to $10,000 per client. Now, if you're wanting to have a six-figure coaching business, well, if you do the math, you only need maybe a couple of clients per month when you have a premium business model to have a multiple six-figure coaching business. And all of the most top earning coaches in the world have some kind of premium or high ticket offering embedded in their business structure. So this is what a lot of the top coaches are doing, and it is what we specialize in teaching our students. We want you to get to the level where you are confidently charging a premium, but also attracting the clients that want that, because there are people out there that want to get the deeper transformation. They're not looking for a cheap coach. They're not looking for a cheap course. They want value, and they're willing to invest more in something if it's going to give them value. And there are people out there that really put a high value on their growth, on their transformation. And those are the people that are going to be a very easy yes when you offer your high ticket coaching program to them. So the reason I'm sharing this is because if you do want to have a lot of freedom in your life, you want to have a coaching business that is very fluid and adaptable, then by reducing your client load, it's going to give you more spaciousness in your life, right? You can work with a smaller number of clients and still make a really big impact. So it really is a win-win. Now, if you do want to have a high client load and you still want to have spaciousness, then it's very simple. You can still have the premium business model. You just want to make sure you have group coaching as an offer. And we do teach our students how to lead group coaching sessions. So you'd have a bunch of clients in a group container, in a group session, where you're able to make a big impact, support a lot of people at once, but still give yourself a lot of spaciousness. So you're not having so many one-on-one sessions with clients week after week. Okay, so having the premium business model is a great way for you to scale and allow your business to adapt to the lifestyle that you want to have. Again, you could adjust this as you go. See what works for you, see what doesn't work for you, and just remember that you ultimately are in control of how it is that you run your business. And the one strategy I want to end with is just understanding a marketing funnel. In Thriving Coach Academy, we call this the client journey, but in other spaces, you might hear it referred to as a funnel. And it's not really as complicated as it sounds. And we teach our students how to set all this up. So the way a funnel works is that you essentially have some way that you're marketing yourself. So maybe it is a podcast, or perhaps it's live events you lead, or maybe it's social media. You don't have to do all those things, but maybe there's one you just dial in on. And this is what attracts potential clients to you. Then there's some kind of free resource that they are invited to get in exchange for their contact information. So they go to your landing page and they get some kind of freebie, whether it's a PDF, a little course, a quiz, or a free training or webinar. They get something of value for free in exchange for just their contact information. And then after you have people that opt in to get your freebie, or your lead magnet is another term that's used for it, they're now on your mailing list. And you could set up your business to have automated emails go out to make sure that you're providing follow-up resources and value and check-ins with your potential clients. You're building a relationship with them automatically because you don't have to manually be sending emails. All of this can be automated now. And from there, this is what leads people to become paying clients as well. All right. So this is ultimately how you're going to set your business up. I'm working on a podcast as well on how to scale your business to 7 figures. And I'll break down that whole process and I'll go deeper into having a marketing funnel. But hopefully this starts to open up the possibilities for you to see how you really do have so much control in creating a coaching business that not only gives you the life you want, but it allows you to still honor the responsibilities for the life that you currently have. There really is no other business or industry where you have so much choice and so much freedom. And if you're interested in putting all of that together, then I invite you to enroll in Thriving Coach Academy. We've got a cohort that is starting very, very soon. And again, as a reminder, get your hands on a copy of the Thriving Coach as well, where you're going to learn a lot more on how to launch your own successful coaching business. All right, that's what I got in this episode on how to adapt your coaching to your ideal lifestyle. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you in the next episode. Hey, would you like access to powerful coaching tools you can use on yourself and clients right away? For being a listener of the podcast, I'm giving you a VIP guest pass to get a sneak peek into my coach training program. Inside, you'll learn our coaches' secret tool they use to transform their clients' lives. And you'll also get a training on how to launch a coaching business. Just head over to www.thrivingcoachacademy.com/VIP to get started. I'll see you on the inside.